Did Donald Trump really think we would just move on? I honestly believe he did. Trump seemed to think that if he acted like he supported releasing the Epstein files, if Republicans staged their symbolic vote, and if Pam Bandy claimed she would follow the law, then we'd all decide that was good enough and let it go. But we all know there are still major concerns about transparency. And many people believe there may be an ongoing effort to keep important information hidden. Newly surfaced claims involving Trump-related Epstein emails have sparked renewed accusations of an FBI cover-up, excessive redactions, and withheld documents. Whether these claims prove true or not, the controversy is growing, and we're going to break down everything being alleged. Before we dive into the scandal surrounding these reported leaked emails, we have to start with what Donald Trump is apparently preparing to do next, including the possibility of a pardon for Ghislaine Maxwell, something that was broken down in detail by Lawrence O'Donnell.
Former Republican Speaker of the House Kevin McCarthy said last night that he believes Marjorie Taylor Greene retiring from the House of Representatives is simply the first of many. He called her a canary in the coal mine and said that congressional Republicans are, quote, going to get a lot of people retiring. Punchbowl News, run by Jake Sherman, who has excellent contacts in Congress, reports that Republicans believe they have no chance of winning the House of Representatives next year. That's what Republicans believe, and they blame two people, Donald Trump and Mike Johnson. Quote, a few other GOP members messaged us over the weekend saying that they too are considering retiring in the middle of the term. Here's one particularly exercised senior House Republican, quote, this entire White House team has treated all members like garbage, all. And Mike Johnson has let it happen because he wanted it to happen. That is the sentiment of nearly all appropriators, authorizers, hawks, doves, rank and file. The arrogance of this White House team is off-putting to members who are run roughshod and threatened. They don't even allow little wins like announcing small grants or even responding from agencies. Not even the high profile, the regular rank and file, random members are more upset than ever. Members know they are going into the minority after the midterms. More explosive early resignations are coming. It's a tinderbox. Morale has never been lower. Mike Johnson will be stripped of his gavel, and they will lose the majority before this term is out. That's not a reporter summarizing what the reporter has found. That is a senior House Republican putting it in writing, in a text, saying, members know they are going into the minority after the midterms. It's a tinderbox. Morale has never been lower. Mike Johnson will be stripped of his gavel. In other words, the senior House Republican who wrote that is a rational politician who can see that insane policies that hurt voters will hurt the party supporting those policies. You do bad things in government and you lose elections. And what that senior House Republican is saying is that virtually all House Republicans know this. The senior members, the junior members. And that's why it's a tinderbox. What they need to turn the tinderbox into a functioning congressional party.
I continue to say that I think what isn't in the Epstein files is just as damaging as what is in the Epstein files. And that is why I have so much interest besides the obvious abuse of power with what is happening with Ghislaine Maxwell, because there is so much I'm sure she has not written down on a piece of paper, sent in an email, said in a phone call, taken a picture of that she knows about Trump and Epstein, and that information needs to come out because the Epstein estate has been complying. Ghislaine Maxwell hasn't. And actually, before we get into these leaked emails from the FBI, I want to start with the FBI director who's getting called out by that Epstein estate. Epstein estate slams Keystone Cash's claims docs were kept from FBI. The estate of convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein has called out that it is not cooperating with the FBI ahead of the looming release of the Epstein files. FBI Director Kash Patel complained this week that the Epstein estate is refusing to hand over documents to investigators. Patel told a journalist that there was a difference between the information on Epstein, the U.S. government's possession, and the information that his estate holds. Those are two separate boxes of information, and the Epstein estate has not been willing to share the information with the U.S. government, Patel claimed. But that's simply not true. So Patel is trying to lie about the documents that he has. He's trying to claim that the Epstein estate is holding information back. We know that is not the case. But really what he's just trying to do is buy himself time, which is what new leaked emails reveal about the process of covering up, redacting, and trying to fix these documents for Donald Trump within the FBI. Emails show Trump FBI paid $850,000 in overtime to agents reviewing Epstein files. Newly released emails obtained by Bloomberg on Tuesday provide a rare look inside the FBI's handling of the vast Jeffrey Epstein files, revealing how agents and FOIA personnel meticulously reviewed the redacted records earlier this year. The documents released to Bloomberg reporter Jason Leupold via Freedom of Information Act requests shed light on what the Bureau has called the Epstein Transparency Project, including the striking number of man-hour it took agents to comb through the file. The emails show that around 1,000 FBI special agents from the New York and Washington field offices joined FOIA staff at Winchester, Virginia facility to prepare the files for public release. Bloomberg reported on Tuesday personnel were trained on redaction protocols through PowerPoint presentations and instructional videos with workflow guidance updated based on discussions with the Justice Department. The FBI paid personnel from various divisions, including counterintelligence and international operations, more than $850,000 in overtime for working on the Epstein files between March 17th and March 22nd. According to the documents, Leopold reported FBI personnel clocked in a total of 4,737 hours of overtime between January and July. Of that, more than 70% occurred during the month of March. While personnel reviewed the Epstein files, the documents show emails also reveal that agents reviewed a wide range of materials, including search warrant execution photos, street surveillance video, and aerial footage from FBI search warrant execution, the report said. One email on March 24th noted Phase 1 redactions are complete and added that Phase 2 preparations were underway for final delivery to DOJ. By mid-April, personnel continued to check and refresh files in preparation for public release. Leupold told readers that he had to sue the FBI to compel release of the emails, which the Bureau partially redacted while withholding more than 161 pages, citing ongoing law enforcement proceedings and other FOIA exemptions. Among the documents withheld from Leupold, with a May 2nd email sent by an FBI employee with an attachment titled Epstein Overview Final. We now know these agents were reportedly directed to remove anything mentioning Donald Trump in order to hide it and keep it out of the Epstein release. The emails also indicate there is far more information we haven't seen yet. Surveillance footage, search warrant photos, and additional material that even Pam Bondi has not addressed. What this email batch makes clear is the extraordinary effort the administration appeared to undertake to keep Trump's name out of the initial disclosures, all while failing to pursue a deeper investigation. The documents suggest that Donald Trump's priority, despite his current claims about targeting Bill Clinton or Larry Summers, was never transparency or justice. Instead, according to these emails, the agents were tasked with filtering, redacting, and sorting information in a way that protected him. They were even pulled from other duties and assigned overtime, reducing overall public safety resources simply to assist in shielding Trump. This is why Kash Patel is now facing criticism from the Epstein estate, and why Trump may consider removing him to make him the scapegoat. And of course, Jen Psaki laid out the full picture in her analysis.
Donald Trump has been humiliated a lot lately. I mean, a lot. And most of the time, that is because of his own behavior. He's really done it to himself. No one made him fall asleep in the Oval Office, for example. But it's also because he's surrounded himself with people like this. I mean, those are two of Donald Trump's top law enforcement officials right there featured in that picture. That's Kristi Noem in those super stylish glasses on her red carpet, and her red carpet sidekick Kash Patel spending their weekend hanging out in a pink Lego race car while attending a Formula One race in Las Vegas. Now, you would be hard-pressed, very, very hard-pressed, to find an example of a previous FBI director or DHS secretary, never mind together, in any comparable photos. And if this was a one-off incident, you might forgive them for having kind of, a little bit of fun after their rigors of their very important day jobs. But for Trump's cabinet, living like a C-list celebrity is the job. And no one seems to do it better than Kash Patel. Because the FBI director has been using federal resources for a lot of trips that don't sound at all FBI related. I mean, he has repeatedly used a government jet for recreational travel, including a golf trip with friends at a private island in Scotland, for example. Doesn't sound FBI related. That's not to mention his use of a government plane to attend a wrestling event in Pennsylvania, as well as a getaway to a Texas hunting resort called the Boondoggle Ranch. I mean, of all hunting resorts, Kash Patel could have visited the Boondoggle Ranch. Now, on top of all of that, Patel has also redirected SWAT team agents from critical duties, presumably like responding to actual emergencies, to serve as the personal security detail for his 27-year-old girlfriend. You can see a picture there right there on your screen. And now his headline-obsessed boss, Donald Trump, is reportedly having second thoughts about choosing him to lead the country's top law enforcement agency. MS Now reported today that Trump is considering removing Kash Patel as FBI director in the coming months, as he and his top aides have grown increasingly frustrated by the unflattering headlines Patel has recently generated, according to three people with knowledge of the situation. Now, if that were to happen, Patel would have had the shortest tenure of any confirmed FBI director in history.
It has never been more important to keep talking about the Epstein files, and I'll continue to say that as we watch Pam Bandy slow walk the process, put up obstacles, and try to block key information from coming out. We're going to keep covering every part of this on the show. If you want to support the work, make sure to hit that subscribe button and leave a like on the video. And if you made it all the way to the end, drop a blue heart in the comments. And until next time, I will see you soon.